Hey, Bill here with Chacote Outdoor Recreation. So, I don't know if you guys remember Hurricane Katrina or not, but on Hurricane Katrina you saw these symbols outside of houses and you wondered what they were. So I'm going to break them down for you so that when you forage in an urban setting, if it's been gone through, you kind of know what those symbols mean. There's some things on these symbols that you need to know what they are. So here it is. I don't know if you can see this or not, but when the team first goes in, they're going to make a mark like that, okay? Now up at the top, they're going to put the date, 1/2/1973 and 0200. So up at the top, they have the date and the time they entered. When they get out, they're going to finish the X and they're going to put the end time, 0230. So here you have the date, the time they went in, the time they went out. Now in this box is going to be who did it. And in this case, it's going to be the Arizona posse members. Okay, Arizona posse members. Now these two boxes here are incredibly important because what this tells you is what hazards were present, okay? Was there dogs, rats, glass, you know, unstable. Now if you ever get to this part right here and you see a letter designation like this, BT, that means booby trap. So there were booby traps inside the home, and that's the one you really want to look out for because that's a dangerous situation. And down here at the bottom, you're going to see something like this. So what that stands for is 1 dead and 4 alive. Sometimes, so they don't scare people, you won't see this. What you'll see is, you'll see something along this lines, like a 4-1. That means there were 4 dead, 1 alive. So these two symbols on the box are very important because they tell you if there's dead bodies in the home, and that's something you're going to encounter. I don't care how tough you are, the first time you see a mother holding her dead baby and she's dead, if that doesn't do something to your mind, then there's something already wrong with you. That's the kind of stuff you're going to encounter. That's why I tell you not to forage inside the city. So that's what these symbols mean when you see them written on the outside of a house. I'm going to go through some of my foraging tools with you to show you what I take when I forage in an urban setting. And you know my stance on this, never do it. Typically when you do this, it's because you're out of medicine. Somebody needs something that you don't have or can't get. So the first thing in my tool arsenal that I highly recommend is a face mask, okay? Always carry a few of these with you. These face masks, what they'll do is they will keep the smell of the dead down and they'll keep the debris out of your nose and face and stuff. So you want to have a good face mask like that just to keep the smell of the dead and the debris in the house from getting inside your lungs. So you want to have a few of those with you. And then I carry a good set of bolt cutters for getting into locked areas. I carry some leather gloves. Those help you breach things, keep you from getting cut up on the glass. Here's something I wanted to share with you. Now this is called a 4-way sill lock key. 4-way sill lock key, and it looks like this. Later in the video I'm going to go over that with you and explain to you why that's an important tool to have when you're foraging. You want to have a good multi-tool. You want to have a good flashlight for seeing in the dark. Very important, you want to have a good breaching tool. When I say a good breaching tool, I mean something that can be used as a crowbar and a hatchet and a hammer. You can break things with this, you can pry with it, but it's got to be something lightweight that you can pry with. You want to have a canteen for carrying water. You want to have a knife. If you encounter a dog, you notice I don't have any pistols or rifles with me or anything right now. When you forage, you don't want to take that shot because if you do, they're going to be on you. They're going to be on you fast. And you're going to draw attention to yourself, you're going to compromise your entire base camp, and that's not what you want to do. So you want to have a good sturdy knife with you, and if you don't feel confident that you can take a dog out with just a knife, then you probably shouldn't be going on this endeavor. And then, last but not least, and this is probably the most important thing in here, is you want to have a good set of binos. You know, when your house gets robbed, more than likely, your neighbor knows a little something about it. They were probably the one watching your house. But when you go to forage, you're going to watch the area as carefully as you can. for a long, long time. You're going to watch for any movement. You're going to watch for packs of wild dogs, whatever it is that you think might be a danger. But this is your most important tool. Use it for a long, long time before you ever think of breaching a home or breaching a community or city or any of that stuff, because this is your early warning detection system. Until the next time I see you, this is Bill, Chacote Outdoor Recreation. Stay safe, stay warm, keep yourself free. Okay, so I wanted to show these three what look like saguaro cactuses, and what they are. One is a cell phone tower, and I think a couple of the other ones are cameras, but if you look at them, they just look like saguaro cactuses. But you can see they're near a main road. Anytime you're near a main highway, there's a lot of observation areas that you may not be aware of that run on separate electrical currents. So even if the grid was down, you could bet these things would have power to them because they're on a separate electrical supply, either by the state or the government. But if you look at those, don't they look just like a saguaro? I'm going to get you closer. You can see that they are not actually saguaros. We're back here now, and I'm going to try to zoom in best I can on the base of one of these so you can see that it's not a real saguaro. If you can see the base on camera or not, but you can see the little bolts on the bottom there. Let's see if I can zoom in on that a little better. And you can see the bolts on there. That is a completely fabricated group of saguaros. They're completely fake, but they sure as hell look real. From a distance, you would swear to God that was a regular saguaro. And I'm sure in your neck of the woods, you have something very similar that you think it's just landscape when it's actually not. It's either a camera or a cell phone tower, or maybe something a little more sinister, but you can see that is not a real saguaro. Okay, Bill here with Chacote Outdoor Recreation. So you're going to find water stands like this when you're out foraging. And if you notice, on this one, the handle's gone, right? So you've got no handle, you think, oh man, I can't get the water. Well, if you have a handy Siler key, which I happen to have, you can put that on there. And look at that, there's still enough water in the pipe, even though this is an abandoned building. So we're going to take some of this water, because when we're out foraging, we get all the water we can. We're going to try to get a canteen full of water here with our trusty Siler key. And we're getting all the water that we can when we're out foraging. We're going to fill up our canteen. And so now you know what that key is for. That key will help you get water when you need to. So it's an important foraging tool. So there it is. And well worth its weight in gold. It's got 4 attachments on it for 4 different scenarios. And this can get you water when you need it.